So let's say we have the expression square root of 2 plus square root of 3 plus square root of 5, and we want to compare this with square root of 28 for which one is greater. The question here is essentially whether the first expression with the sum of the three smaller square root expressions is greater overall, or the one square root term on the right hand side, which is a lot greater than each of the three terms individually. So the first thing we should do is subtract square root of 2 on both sides of the inequality. If we do that, we end up with square root of 3 plus square root of 5 on the left-hand side, and the right-hand side becomes square root of 28 minus the square root of 2. This is still the same comparison because all I've done is subtract from both sides, which wouldn't change the direction of the inequality sign if this were written as an inequality. Note that I didn't write this as a formal inequality because the point is that we don't know which expression is the greater one, so the direction of the inequality sign is the unknown. So the next thing we should do is square both sides of the expression. If we square the left-hand side, we end up with 3 plus 2 square root of 15 plus 5, which we get from the perfect squares formula. Note that the result is just the sum of square root of 3 all squared, which equals 3, and square root of 5 all squared, which equals 5, and also the 2ab term, which is 2 times the product of the two terms. So 2 times square root of 3 times square root of 5, which equals 2 square root of 15. If we square the right-hand side, it becomes 28 minus 2 square root of 56 plus 2 using the same method. All we have done is squared both sides, and both sides were positive numbers to begin with, so the inequality sign doesn't change direction. If we clean this up, the left-hand side becomes 8 plus 2 square root of 15, and the right-hand side is 30 minus 2 square root of 56. If we add 2 square root of 56 to both sides, the left-hand side becomes 8 plus 2 square root of 15 plus 2 square root of 56, and the right-hand side just becomes 30. We can also subtract the 8 on both sides, so then the left-hand side becomes 2 square root of 15 plus 2 square root of 56, and 30 minus 8 is just 22, so the right-hand side becomes 22. We can clean this up a little by dividing both sides of the inequality by 2, which results in square root of 15 plus square root of 56 on the left-hand side and 11 on the right-hand side. This doesn't change the direction of the inequality because we're dividing by 2, which is a positive number. By this point, we have 2 square root terms on one side and a constant on the other side. So what do we do now? Well, we should square both sides again. If we square the left-hand side, we get 15 plus 2 square root of 840 plus 56, and if we square the right-hand side, we get 121. If we clean this up, the left-hand side becomes 71 plus 2 square root 840, and the right-hand side is still 121. We can also subtract 71 from both sides, so the left-hand side becomes 2 square root of 840, and the right-hand side becomes 50. We just need to square both sides again to get rid of the square root term. If we square both sides, then the left-hand side becomes 4 times 840, and the right-hand side becomes 2,500. 4 times 840 is equal to 3,360, and the right-hand side stays the same. 3,360 is greater than 2,500, so we can conclude that the original left-hand side expression, square root of 2 plus square root of 3 plus square root of 5, is the greater of the two expressions. We can conclude that the original left-hand side expression is the greater of the two expressions because all we've done at each step is apply the same operation to both expressions in such a way that doesn't change the direction of the inequality. So the final comparison, where the left-hand side is greater, is equivalent to the original comparison. This implies that the left-hand side of the original comparison is the greater expression. In fact, if we put this into a calculator, we'll find that square root of 2 plus square root of 3 plus square root of 5 is approximately 5.38, and square root of 28 is approximately 5.29. So the first expression is definitely greater than the second expression. So in this case, the sum of the three smaller square roots is bigger than the larger square root.